Gupta Sisaptati Wesichidada, Banchugi Faith Ramon, Abamcha de Kiatoa Thumb, and Og Arnold Ramon Sr., and Geneva Ramon Acosta, Sisaptati Wesichidada, Wiskinahajin. Hello, my name is Faith Ramon. I identify as Donna Autumn. I come from the community of Kiatoa. I have a father, Arnold. My mother is Geneva. Both well-known members from my community. I just would like to thank each and every one of you who came out, took a little bit of time out of your life to be here and support us. It's very important that this situation or this issue is very important, and we need our community to show up. I don't only identify as Indigenous, I am a community organizer. I work with the organization Lucha, Living United for a Change in Arizona, and our sister organization, Arizona Center for Empowerment. We're a grassroots organization, and I want to say in support of the legislation for gun control, legislation for gun violence. We want to be able to support in any way we can. Yes. And we need each and every one of you to not just show up to spaces like this, but to show up on election day. Yes. That's how you need to show up. It's one thing to show up in a space like this. It's one thing to make a statement on a banner, and it's one thing to do all of the things that you have to do, like getting registered to vote. All of that is not going to count unless you show up at that ballot, unless you get your family members to register to vote. That's where we need to start, in the polling location. And I want to thank my good sister, Roland, for asking me to do a blessing for this space. I want to be able to send a message to all of our young folks that this work that we do is for you. Yes. It's for your safety. Yes. It's for your future. Yes. For you to have a good foundation. So go home, post it on your social media, talk to your friends about what is going on, about the speakers that we're going to hear from, about people asking you to sign a petition, about people asking you to register to vote. Encourage them to do that. Encourage them to stay engaged. Encourage them to show up and show out. And we need partnership. We need partnership more than ever. And I am willing to invest in our future leaders. I am willing to invest my time in making sure that we are reaching out to every member in this community to come out and support us in an event like this, to come out and support us at the polling location, and also to restore the hope that's been lost in our community. Fear is very contagious. We don't want to bring that fear into our community. We're already winning, and there's people who are afraid of that. But we need to come together and stay together, united as a community. So I want to just offer a little prayer. I asked Jayana to help and support me, because Jayana is going to represent our future leaders. Jayana is representing those children that were lost because of this violence. And I'm hoping that you could see the future generation and build and invest in Jayana and her peers to be able to, we need replacements. We need people to carry this work. So thank you, Jayana, for helping me out and helping me to have that representation of our children. Oto Kamkachim, Creator God, Heavenly Father, Itoi, however it is that we come to you. Tamkachim, I ask that you be with us this evening time as we all gather here to support and honor all of the work that we're doing. Because at the end of the day, we're doing it for these children. I ask that you bless the hearts of the families that lost the 19 children out in Texas, Tamkachim. I ask that you be with those families. Give them grief. Give them peace to get through their grief, Tamkachim. I ask that you be with those survivors, Tamkachim, and those families, that they be able to take care of their mind, their body, and spirit, and that they be able to go to school one day and not be afraid, Tamkachim. Yes. I ask that you be with that community, all the communities across this country, across this Turtle Island, Tamkachim, that has been hit with this unrealistic violence, Tamkachim. I ask that you keep my community safe, Tamkachim. I ask that you keep these children safe in their schools, Tamkachim, in their homes. Bless all of the community organizers that put this space together for us, Tamkachim. I even ask blessings on those legislators, Tamkachim, that they able to hear our cries, Tamkachim. That they be able to see our pain and feel our sorrows for all of the ones who lost their life to gun violence, Tamkachim. I ask that you be with each and every one of us, Tamkachim, that we have a vision, and we cannot uphold that vision without community. Bless this community and bring them out, Tamkachim. We need support, Tamkachim. I come to you in the most humblest way and ask that you hear my prayer, Tamkachim. All of my relations. Thank you, everyone.
Hello? Okay. Good afternoon, Tucson! Yeah! I said good afternoon, Tucson! Yeah! That's more like it! Thank you, first of all, to that amazing blessing that came before me. And thank you all right now for coming out here today. Now, just looking over this crowd, I'm seeing so many familiar faces, but I just wanted to introduce myself really quick. My name is Malika Sundar. I am a rising senior at Catalina Foothills High School. Yeah, okay. And I am so honored to be one of your MCs tonight, okay? So, just looking at you right now, I am seeing so many of my fellow young activists over here, which I love. Yeah, and this is what happens when you give young people a platform. We show up. We are here today. Yes. But let me ask you, why are we here today? We should not be here right now. Right now, me and my fellow classmates should be swimming in pools, watching movies with friends, enjoying summer and being kids. But we are here today, bearing the heat, taking time out of our day. We are here today because we are tired of this status quo. We are here today because we are tired of hiding behind bookshelves, in closets, under desks in school. We are tired of opening up social media, just looking to talk to our friends and instead being met with a shooting threat towards our school. We are tired of having our friends and parents beg us not to go to school the next day because I'm scared and something will happen to you and I can't lose you. We are all here today, all of us, survivors, victims, lawmakers, activists, friends, teachers, students, parents, and children. We are here today because we demand change. Yeah. We demand that our country starts caring about their children more than they care about their guns. We are here today with heavy hearts but strong resolve for those who cannot be here today with us right now. We are here today now more than ever because we need to remind ourselves why we are here today. Because they will try to break our spirit and make us give up, but we will not. Our collective power and emotion, whether it is joy or sadness or grief or anger, it has the ability to make change for the better. And we need to use that power. The love that we have right now here, within this community of people among us, has the ability to change us. I have the confidence that this love will motivate us to fight for peace and safety. I know that us passionate youth activists at this rally are ready to tell our governors, our senators, representatives, Supreme Court justices, our president, that as long as the disease that is gun violence continues to run rampant in our country, we will stay here today, we will be here tomorrow, and we will be here however long it takes until we see change. We are here today because we need to be. Okay, everyone please text MARCH, M-A-R-C-H, to 954-954 to give support to March for Our Lives and sign up to be a member and receive updates for future actions that you can keep coming out here and showing your support. Today, we have so many amazing speakers and bands lined up for this rally. So please take some time to enjoy our community as we come together in this time to harness our power. I also wanted to remind everyone to drink water and please stay safe in this heat. Listen to your bodies, and we have a medical team in Rainbow going around in case there is an emergency. The bathrooms are over there, and there is also water available for everyone. But without further ado, I am so honored to introduce to you the keynote speaker of this evening, Representative Hernandez. You may know him. Yeah. You may know him for his public policy work, but he is here today to speak about his personal experience with gun violence. Please welcome Representative Daniel Hernandez to the stage.
So before I get started, let's give Malika and JJ and all of our March for Our Lives youth organizers a hand. We're here because the grown-ups have failed us. We're here because lawmakers are too worried about the Washington gun lobby and afraid of the NRA to stand up and do what's right. So that's why we're here, because of young people like Malika and JJ and all of the March for Our Lives kids who are gonna make sure that this is the generation that ends gun violence. We live in a country where now, sadly, there are more kids dying from gun violence than any other cause. It is unacceptable that kids have to worry more about dying from guns than anything else in this country. We're Americans. We are exceptional, and we can tackle every problem, but we have to work together, and we have to solve these issues. It is no longer okay for us to say this problem is too big, it's too hard, it's too difficult. We must and we will end gun violence. So thank you for March for Our Lives, Moms Demand Action, Everytown for Gun Safety, Brady, all of the work that's happening to reduce gun violence. But let me tell you a little bit about why I'm here. I'm here because when I wasn't much older than the students from March for Our Lives, I was only 20 years old on January 8th of 2011 when a gunman came to an event called Congress on Your Corner. I was on the 5th day of my internship working in the office of Congresswoman Gabby Giffords when I had to use the skills that I had learned in high school to try and provide first aid to those who had been injured, including Gabby. You never have to be in this position unless you live in a country like America. And that's because we have for far too long let the gun lobby let us think that it is a problem we just have to deal with and that we just have to accept. But we don't. There were 6 people that died on the day that I was, unfortunately, in Tucson here when I became a gun violence survivor. 6 people whose lives were taken from us. You know, when we think about gun violence, we hear it be sanitized. We hear it as just numbers and names that too often get forgotten because the next week or a few days later, we see yet another shooting and people forget the victims that we just had a few days before. But I'm here to tell you, there's nothing easy or sanitary about gun violence. It is painful, it is awful, and it is something that sticks with you for your entire life. When we were talking about what happened in Uvalde, we had to get DNA samples to be able to identify the children because their bodies were so destroyed by the bullets from the AR-15 that was used that their families weren't able to identify them any other way. This is not okay. And we don't have to live in this reality where we think it is okay to let the gun lobby keep telling us that kids can be killed in their schools, that people can be killed in their churches or their synagogues, or in their grocery stores and we can do nothing about it. I've been in this fight for 11 years and I can tell you, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. The gun lobby has had 40 plus years to build up to where they are, but it is the young people here today and the young people that are fighting for this that we know will be the ones that will be the generation to end gun violence. Unfortunately, I'm one of the olds now. I'm 32, and I am no longer able to say that I'm one of the youth like those with March for Our Lives. But I'm so deeply inspired each and every single day. I've worked with the students from March for Our Lives at our state capitol, working on a gun safety and school safety plan. And we weren't able to get it all the way through, but we fought some good fights, and we taught some of our legislators why this is a student and youth-driven movement. Because the grown-ups have failed us for far too long, and now it's up to you guys, the young people. So I want to take you and have you take a moment to take a look at all of the amazing young people in orange and in blue shirts, and let's give them a round of applause. What we're doing here today is not just a rally in 105-degree heat. It is the beginning of a movement where we say no more. So what I want to do, because I'm an organizer and I love a call and repeat chant, is I will say, we are, and you will shout powerful. So let's try it out. We are? Powerful. Oh, come on, Tucson, I know you can do better than that. We are? Powerful. So the next bit's a little bit more complicated. It's 2 words. We will end gun violence. So I say, we will? End gun violence. Okay, so let's try that one more time. We will? End gun violence. We are? Powerful. We will? My name is Daniel Hernandez. I am so deeply inspired and touched by the showing that we have here today. It's really easy to sit on the sidelines and do nothing. And yet with the young people with March for Our Lives, the women and the parents from March, from Moms Demand Action, and everybody else who just decided to show up for the first time today, we need your voice. We need you to remind the gun lobby that we are more powerful than they are. There are more of us than they are of them. And we will no longer be afraid to tell people what we think. We will demand that our elected officials do the right thing. We will make sure that we hold them accountable. We will fight back to ensure that no child has to worry about going to their school because they're more likely to die from guns than anything else. So let's end with a chant. We are. Powerful. We will. Thank you so much, and I'm going to hand it back to the organizers so they can... Actually, one of the things that we are doing here today is we have candles. And candles are a sign of hope. They are a sign that we are thinking of our loved ones who have been taken too soon. So we have candles for victims and those who have died because of gun violence. I was just told that we have a candle here for the 6 victims who were killed in the city of Tucson here on January 8th at the Congress on Your Corner event. So as speakers are coming up to speak, we're gonna go ahead and light the candle. So if you'll forgive me, I'm gonna put the microphone down to light a candle so that we can think of those who've been taken from us too soon and that we can endeavor to make sure that this doesn't happen to any other community. So if we could all put our heads down for 1 second while we light the candle. Malika? Oh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Hernandez. Welcome yet again, one and all, to the Tucson March for Our Lives rally. My name is Fida Bidgen. I am a rising senior at Basis Tucson North. It is an absolute honor and privilege to be one of your MCs alongside Malika and JJ back there. Just as reminders, as people still continue to come in, as you get settled, please make yourself acquainted with your surroundings. So there are signs available. We have shirts in the corner. Please have a look around at all of the tables. Some of our wonderful partner organizations are present here with us. Remember to stay hydrated. We do live in Tucson. We can't leave the heat even if we want to. There are water bottles available back there, so please look out for that. Especially with the heat warnings this weekend, do take care of yourselves as you're out here for the next couple of hours. After the recent shooting at the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, as a nation, we've given our condolences, our sorrows, our prayers. But today, we gather. And as we gather, let's realize that thoughts and prayers are not enough. Say it with me. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. 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 Let's stand as one voice, a voice for all the young lives lost in this nation to gun violence. May we as a community remember those lives and realize that this nation cannot endure longer with just thoughts and prayers. One mass shooting after another, we've learned to grieve. It's become second nature. Grief will not protect lives. Let's make sure school shootings are not the new normal. Grief will not rewrite history, and grief is not enough for change in our future. Tragedy lives on. Gun violence lives on. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. And thank you to all of you for being here with us today. All right, so we have a band playing for us. They are known as Cherry Avenue, if you'd like to introduce them.
Sure, yeah. Hi guys, we're Cherry Avenue and we're here because we are all students or former students just graduated, and we're sick of seeing all of this violence in our schools, and we think that it's time for a change. So we're so honored and humbled that we were invited to play here today for you all. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you to all of the speakers and everyone who organized this event. Yeah, thank you. This first song is called Outlet, and it's about the world right now. kill thousands more on the front lines. No one's doing anything to fix it. Don't make a scene or someone might see. Down the drain, the water carries me. You're insane if you think I'm on your team. You're not a leader, you're just competing for leave. It's not a game. This is a fuck you to the big fish in a big sea full of plastic. And a screw you to the rich kid in the khaki semi-automatic. Get up, don't get over it. Don't live this life in vain. If it's gone on so long you don't think it's wrong, just think to yourself, is it time to make a change? Slipping through the cracks is a pastime, unless you get caught and do federal time. Just 'cause no one got hurt doesn't mean they won't hang you out to dry. Oh, so just comply. Red, white, and you blew it all to hell. The earth shakes beneath the lies you sell. Tell me you're not serious, you're delirious if you know. Woo! We're all filled with hate and rage and greed. I won't ever get down on my knees. Yeah, these rumors spread like a disease. You're all to blame. This is a fuck you to the big fish in a big sea full of plastic. And a screw you to the rich kid in the khaki semi-automatic. Get up, don't get over it. Don't live this life in vain. If it's gone on so long you don't think it's wrong, just think to yourself, is it time to make a change? Give it up for Lucas Flores on guitar! Fuck you to the big fish in a big sea full of plastic. And screw you to the rich kid in the khaki semi-automatic. Get out, take control of it. Stop lying to my face. Your ignorance is no excuse. There's too much to lose 'cause the world's gone up in flames. Thank you. This next song's a cover to get you guys all pumped up. Can't stay at home, can't stay in school. Won't say, you poor little fool. Down the street, I'm the girl next door. I'm the boss you've been waiting for. Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mom. I'm your cherry bomb. Hello, world. I'm your wild girl. I'm your cherry bomb. Make sure you guys are getting some water out there. Make sure you're staying hydrated. There's water over here. And this next song we actually wrote at the last rally that we played for the Women's March, or for the Roe vs. Wade overturning. And so, yeah, enjoy. To support the future, basically. Because we shouldn't have to live in fear when we go to school, and we shouldn't have to live in fear at all.
Of So, our next up is a speaker. Her name is Ella. She is a rising junior at UHS. She is the founder of Not My Generation Arizona, Arizona's first youth gun violence prevention coalition. She has put time and effort into her community, whether it's to be at the Tucson Village Farm, organizing their annual fall concert, or with the Arizona List, helping pro-choice Democratic women get elected to Arizona office, or to be here today at this rally with all of us. Everybody, please give your hands up for Ella! Hi everybody, I'm Ella. Espita kindly introduced me. Thank you guys all for coming out on this especially hot Tucson summer night. And as many of you guys know already, around 445,000, Americans are lost yearly due to guns. These very guns cost the US economy $280 billion every single year. For reference, the U.S. education budget is $79 billion. But my first experience with gun violence was after Parkland, when my teacher collected me as well as my fellow classmates for nearly a full day to go over gun violence prevention training, where we learned how to lock down a classroom as well as potential escape routes during such a situation. So students, 11, 12, 13 years old, were learning the same tactics that police officers showed they were unwilling to take in the Uvalde shooting. These tactics not only normalize gun violence, but you are preparing children for their schools to become war zones. Parents should never have to worry that morning drop-offs are the last time they will see their child. Nor should people go into their places of worship, nor their schools, nor nail salons, nor grocery stores, scared that they will never see their families again. These places, these common grounds where we gather as a community, should not be shooting ranges. So yes, like many of you, I am tired of politicians from Pelosi to McConnell with their emotional speeches, just hoping to make it to the next news cycle without too much scrutiny, because they are afraid of losing their NRA-funded campaigns. This should not be something that we are fighting against. This should not even be a problem. Gun violence should not be a campaign platform issue because it is not a black and white problem. Because our friends, our families, our children, our grandparents should not have to worry about going into their daily lives and being killed. Killed because of a lack of legislation, because of our failure to act as a country. The U.S. should not be a sign, a symbol of killings yearly, of massacres of our children, of our fellow citizens. Our people in power, thank you, our people in power should be doing something to support us, to protect their citizens, the people who live in this country. But here we are, mourning those who we have lost and those who have lost because of gun violence. Tonight, we mourn McKenna, Layla, Miranda, Nevaeh, Jose, Xavier, Tess, Eva, Rogelio, Ellie, Eliana, Mayte, Annabelle, Jackie, Uzziah, Jayla, Jace, Irma, Emery, Alexandria, Alethea, and all other victims of gun violence. No more. No one else can be murdered because of gun violence, because of our inaction to end this epidemic. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting us. And please stick with it, because this cannot just be a movement. This has to be a moment, as has been reiterated by our fellow activists
speaker. Her name is Virginia Catherine. She is 14 years old. She is a rising sophomore at the Gregory School, and she has spent her whole life in Tucson. Her speech is her own personal trauma and experience with gun violence and how it has affected her family. And so please give a round of applause to her and welcome her for her bravery as she stands here and speaks about her own personal life and how gun violence has affected her. Thank you.
Hello? Can everyone hear me? All right. So I just wanted to start out by saying thank you so much for being out here. It's amazing to see all these people gathered here today in support of this cause. So before I start, as Fida said, this is my own personal account with gun violence, so it contains death and it's not too graphic, but if that triggers anyone, I'm just putting that out there. Right. August 1971, my grandparents, Jerry A. Kimmy and Gloria Kimmy, were shot and killed. My mother, who was 3 years old, and my uncle, who was 5, watched as my grandma was shot in the head and my grandpa was shot twice in the right arm, twice in the chest, and once in the neck. The people who killed them, 2 men and 2 women, were never prosecuted. I can say confidently that there is not a day that goes by that I do not think about them. I think that everyone deserves a chance to know their loved ones, how they smell, how it feels when they hug you. My grandpa was 25, and my grandma was 24. They deserved the chance to grow old, to meet their grandchildren. Everyone deserves that chance. Guns lead to senseless violence. Violence that steals away our friends and family, steals away memories and precious moments. Although my grandparents' lives were short-lived, they had the chance to marry, to have children. Something that the kids in the 27 school shootings this year alone will never experience. I am livid. We are all livid. Even one life is more important than every gun in the world. Every day, on average in the United States, 321 people are shot. 111 of those people die. 111 lives taken daily. This is the time for change. We here today can be the change. I implore all of you to vote if you can, to speak to your local senators, to do something. Do whatever you can. It's amazing that you are here today, but don't stop now. Don't stop it here. Go out to your teachers, parents, anyone you can, and get them to change. Change something, because if each person here today, one person can do something, then that might be enough to just help at all, so no one else will have to experience the lives of people they care about being ripped from them. Thank you, everybody. Everybody give it up for Virginia!
thank you. I just wanted to, first of all, before I say anything else, say thank you to all the speakers that we've had tonight and the bands that have, the bands and art performers that have come out to play for you guys tonight. And I wanted to thank all of you guys for being here. This crowd is much larger than I was anticipating, and it is very terrifying. Thank you. Thank you. My name is JJ Williams. I'm 15. I'm about to be a sophomore, and I'm terrified to be here. I'm only 15. I shouldn't have to be here. I shouldn't have had to help organize this because we shouldn't have had the gun violence in the first place. Thank you. In the last week of my freshman year of high school, 19 kids and 2 teachers were killed in Uvalde, Texas, and I shouldn't have to do this. So I just wanted to say, I want to have a call to action. That is to help us end gun violence once and for all. And so vote for legislation, help us end gun violence, and also text MARCH to 954-954. There should be a sign. Didn't? Okay, yeah. There's a sign. There's signs. Okay, yeah. Okay, well. Yeah, there's signs. There's people around with signs. Yeah. And with that out of the way, then introducing the next band, Mariachi Salvajes. I think I pronounced that incorrectly, but.
Hi, we are Mariachi Salvajes. Thank you for inviting us today in this wonderful event. It's a pleasure to be with all of you today. If you wish to support us, we have our tip box right there, but we hope you enjoy our music, and we are Mariachi Salvajes.
que yo guardo tu sabor, pero tú llevas también sabor a mí. Si negaras mi presencia en tu vivir, bastaría con abrazarte y conversar. Tanta vida yo te di que por fuerza tienes ya sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueña, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad de mi vida. Doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años y muchos más. Yo no sé si tengo amor, la eternidad, pero ya tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueña, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad de mi vida. Doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años y muchos más. Yo no sé si tengo amor, la eternidad, pero ya tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. Sabor, sabor a mí.
Camarón y yo te los voy a dar. Yo te quiero, corazón, por ti yo voy a pescar. Ahí tengo mi paraguas, muy cerquitas del palmar. Pronto voy a estar en agua pa' ponerme a pescar. Camarón pelao, ¿tú quieres? Camarón pelao te doy. Camarón pelao prefieres con salsita y con limón. Camarón pelao, ¿tú quieres? Camarón pelao te doy. Camarón pelao prefieres con salsita y con limón. Y échale mariachis salvajes. Y no los oigo. Cuando vamos pa' la playa llevo mi botellarón, también llevo mi guitarra para alegrar mi corazón. Ahí tengo mi paraguas, muy cerquitas del palmar. Pronto voy a estar en agua para ponerme a pescar. Camarón pelao, ¿tú quieres? Camarón pelao te doy. Camarón pelao prefieres con salsita y con limón. Camarón pelao, ¿tú quieres? Camarón pelao te doy. Camarón pelao, ¿tú quieres? Con salsita y con limón.
Yo sé bien que estoy afuera, pero el día en que yo me muera, sé que tendrás que llorar, 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 llorar. Dirás que no me quisiste, pero vas a estar muy triste y así te me vas a quedar. Con dinero y sin dinero, yo hago siempre lo que quiero y mi palabra es la ley.